Hey, what is going on YouTube? My name is James and welcome back to another video. Today we're actually going to be taking a look at and reviewing the Alpha Submariner. I don't think I'm going to get any focus there, but this is a very controversial watch and I'm very excited to actually do this review. I'm going to do it as unbiasedly as possible and just cover the basic facts of the watch and also my personal opinion, and then go into what a lot of people are saying about it, because yeah, I just feel like I should do that. So without any further ado, let's change it up and get into the review of the watch. Okay, so here we go. I actually did pick this watch up second hand for around 50 quid on eBay, so I don't have the box or papers or anything like that, and I actually have this watch listed on eBay right now, so feel free to check out the link in the description which will take you there. Now let's get a close-up of this watch and really show you the face. Here we go. So as you can tell, without much difficulty, it is a homage watch to the Rolex Submariner, hence why it's called the Alpha Submariner. But this cost me, like I said, around 50 quid second hand, and they go for around 80 to 100 pounds brand new. It's obviously got a blue bezel and blue dial. It's an automatic movement, 21 joules Seagull movement. It's got manual winding and hacking, which is pretty cool. Its case is made of 316L stainless steel. The strap is the exact same stainless steel. It's got hardened mineral glass or crystal. It's a signed Alpha crown, as you can see right there, and it's screw down. The sizes are, I do have the calipers, but I've already done it, so I'm just going to put that to the side. The sizes are, it's a 40mm case size, including crown is 44mm. Lug size is 20mm, so very standard. Lug to lug is 48mm, and the thickness is 13mm. So all very traditional and decent sizes, nothing too large, nothing too small. Now, the way I'm going to do this review is cover the good points and cover the bad points of this watch. Now, as you can see right there on the bezel, I just want to point this out, there is a tiny scratch right there on the bezel, which is just unfortunate. It actually arrived like that. It was stated as well, but it's nothing crazy, but that's the only damage on this watch. So, the good, I would say the price. The price, being able to buy it around £80 brand new on eBay, you're getting a lot of watch for that price, and you can pick them up for about 50 to 70 second hand. You're getting a movement which, whilst it is a Seagull and a lot of people do have bad things to say, you're getting a movement which has manual winding right here. It's hackable, as you can see, so you can change the time. It's a very nice movement as well, like with changing the time. It feels great, it's hackable. Like, you're getting all this watch for like 80 quid. The next thing I really like is the dial. As you can tell, it's actually not really a full-on blue. It's more like a purple in the dial itself. Got this sort of sunburst effect from the center in certain lights, but I love that it's actually an off shade to the bezel. It's a very, very nice color. I think it stands out very, very well in the light. It looks absolutely brilliant. The bezel is definitely a good thing about this watch. It has a very, very solid click to it. It feels very, very high quality. I'm not gonna lie, you know, you can tell it's got a decent turn to it. It's not got much play at all. It has got a little bit of play, I'm not gonna lie, but nothing drastic. It's a very nice blue, very nice bezel in general. Like the font used, it's just very nice. So the movement is another thing. It's very accurate. It's like I said, hand winding and hackable, and I've just noticed it doesn't really lose or gain much time at all, and it holds its power reserve very, very well. So the movement is very, very good in my experience. We'll get onto the different experiences from people in a second. The size is perfect for me. It's not too large, it's not too small. Right now I'm wearing my Seconda Ricchetta, which I reviewed. Go check it out. This is a 36mm, so as you can tell, my wrists aren't crazy large, so 40 for me is pretty decent. At the end of the day as well, it's not too thick, so it fits nicely. It's just an all-round pretty well-sized watch, but that's because obviously it's trying to replicate the Rolex Submariner. It has a sporty feeling to it, which is really, really cool. You know, you can just tell by looking at it, it's a sport watch. It feels like a sport watch. The bracelet is actually pretty thick. You know, it's not a cheap bracelet. It feels great. The buckle could be a bit better, but overall the bracelet is pretty damn nice. It's quite heavy. The weight of this watch is very noticeable. I think it's around 130 grams, so you know, it's definitely not a light watch. And the good thing is the design. At the end of the day, it is a homage to the Rolex Submariner. Now we're going to move on to the bad, and to kick it off, I'm also going to say the bad is the design. So yes, I said it's good, and yes, I said it's bad. Now the reason being, there's two kinds of people out there: people who don't mind homage watches and people who do. So the design is very dependent on your taste. At the end of the day, it is a non-original design. It's literally a copy of the Rolex Submariner. So it's just dependent on your opinion of homages whether you're going to like this design or not. The next bad thing is the loom. Oh my god, it is dreadful. I'll try and put a couple of pictures up on screen. So the hands, as you can actually see with this, are completely different looms to the markers. So when it looms up, you get two different coloured looms. It's very, very, very dim and bad loom. I don't even know if I'll be able to get a picture. I've only ever been able to actually see the loom once, and that was wearing it the whole day outside, and I literally put it in a like a dark, real dark place and covered it and tried to show it. No. Okay, well, I can't really show it there, but I know for a fact I won't be able to pick it up in picture. It's just that bad, and I'm not joking. They're two completely different colour looms, completely different looms in general. When you look at it, you can even see the discoloration in the hands compared to the markers on the dial, which just really, it's really down to that. Is like, if only they use the same loom. At least if it's a bad loom, it's the same loom rather than two different bad looms. Okay, the next thing is the water resistant, which is 3 atmospheres as advertised on the dial, but this is one thing that gets me every time. Let me see if I can show you guys this. Okay, hopefully right there you can see it on the dial, on the back even, the case back, it says 5 ATM. So on the back it's rated 5 ATM, but on the front it's rated 3 ATM, which doesn't make much sense to me. So that is roughly 100 feet apparently, according to them, though I probably wouldn't trust it. I actually wore this out on a long trip that I did with my dad. We walked around 18 miles and it actually did start pouring it down with rain, and I had this actually out on purpose, like on my wrist on show, for the whole time. It was like really tipping it down, and it survived. There was no sort of air got inside or anything like that, so it did survive the rain. I'd say this is very, it will do fine in rain and them sort of circumstances. Maybe even if you fall into water, I think it will be okay. But in general, I would not go diving with this watch at all. It's definitely not a diving watch. Now, the clasp, as I said, isn't very good. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Here we go. The clasp just isn't very good. It clips down like that, like so, and then that folds over. It's a fold over clasp. Very basic fold over clasp, no deployment. It just pops open randomly, like this bit. It will just pop open randomly. You know, if you bash your arm or something, or you tense, I don't know if you guys do this, and people say that's because it's too tight. Now, this watch isn't too tight on me. I've got it sized pretty damn well, you know, and I did it to my liking. I even used the micro extensions. Right here, as you can see, I've used the micro extensions to make sure it's a perfect fit. It's not too tight, it's not too loose, but sometimes it just pops open randomly. It's just a very bad clasp in my opinion. So there's the good and the bad about this watch. Now, to conclude, I'm going to go over a few things. A lot of people have had very mixed experiences with this watch. You know, all you have to do is look at online, look on sort of watch forums like Watch You Seek, and just discuss Alpha. There's forum posts about Alpha, and people have such mixed reviews. There's people out there who own 8 Alphas and have never had a problem. There's people who own 3 Alphas and all have broke within a week. Like, it's very, very mixed. From one thing I feel like is almost confirmed across everyone is the customer service from Alpha is dreadful. If you do break your watch, chances are you're not going to get it fixed. That's what I've heard from a lot of people, though I've not experienced it myself, fortunately. And at the end of the day, this Seagull movement that they use, even though you can get a version with the Miyota, which is much more reliable, and actually Sapphire Crystal, which costs a little bit more money, but nothing considerable. Yeah, you can get that version, which I assume would be more reliable, but this Seagull version, it seems like if you can buy second-hand, go for it, because I bought this watch second-hand. I've not had a single problem with the movement. This watch is about 2 years old from what I was told from the buyer, and it's been kept in very good condition, one, but 2, the movement's great, and I think if the movement can last over a year in these Alphas, you've got yourself a good one. They seem to be very hit and miss. You either get a really good movement, which will last you years, like a typical Seagull movement, or you get yourself a bad Seagull movement, which will last weeks, and it's very, very mixed. Now, at the end of the day, I have to be completely honest. Putting the homage part aside for a second, 75 quid or 80 quid for this watch, brand new, 50 to 70 quid second hand, you're getting a lot of watch. You're actually getting a really good watch. You know, the movement, if you get a good one, is brilliant. The watch itself is really good. For its price, I don't think you can go wrong. But then comes the homage part. At the end of the day, this is a very non-original design and a complete rip-off of the Rolex Submariner. So then it just comes down to you. Do you like homages? If not, stay completely away from this watch. Don't come anywhere near Alpha in general. They pretty much just create homage watches. But if you don't mind having a homage watch, I'd say this is actually a brilliant watch for you. It's so much cheaper than a Steinhardt, and I think you're getting a very good watch. I've not dealt with Steinhardts, but I would say that this is pretty damn good for 70 quid. I don't see how you can go wrong. I picked it up for 50 quid. I have to admit, I've enjoyed it a lot. If I just wish it was an original design. That's the only downfall of this watch. I'm not a huge fan of homages, though I understand them, and I am not against people who buy homages. I'm just against fakes in general. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think you're getting a lot of watch for its price, and if you can put aside the fact that it's a homage and you're honest about the fact that you're wearing an Alpha and you're not trying to pull this off as a Rolex, or you're trying to flash something you can't afford or something like that, then go for it. This is a great watch. But if you can't do that, then please stay away. There you have it, guys. There's my review of the Alpha Submariner. I tried to be as honest as possible and cover the actual basic facts of the watch and treat it as a real watch and how I'd treat any other watch. And then look into the homage part, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you felt it was fair to the watch as well as being fair to the fact that it's a homage. If you didn't, let me know down in the comments, and if you did, let me know down in the comments. Pretty much just leave a comment. But I hope you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and like I said, this is up for sale on eBay at the moment to UK only. Please check the link in description. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace out, take care, bye bye.